The story begins in the modern city of Tokyo, where an ugly, pathetic, and disgusting loser was walking on the streets. He thinks about the goals he has achieved in his life but regrets that, despite being 37 years old, he never got a girlfriend. Suddenly, he is spotted by his friend on the way, who introduces him to his girlfriend. The man cannot believe his friend is way younger than him, but still, he has a girlfriend. His friend revealed the reason behind their sudden meeting, as he wanted to introduce his new girlfriend to him. But the pathetic loser gets surprised when a thief tries to kill his friend with a knife. He shoved him away and took the hit by himself. His friend cannot believe that he saved his life and calls the ambulance as he was bleeding heavily. The ugly loser cannot believe he got stabbed and is about to die. He says he does not want to die, as he is still a virgin and never got a chance to do things with a girl. His friend cries in pain and tells him not to say such things, as help is on the way and he will be saved. Just as he was about to die, he heard something in his head and wondered what that could be. He thinks the voice belongs to his friend, but it turns out to be a godly system that tells him that he has acquired overpowered skills. The pathetic loser can't help but wonder what the system is talking about, but he gets surprised when his soul leaves his body, and he finds himself in the presence of a system. He realizes what the system was talking about is true, and just before he can ask any questions, he is reincarnated into another world as a slime named Rimuru. He thinks this is some kind of joke and says he was a man before his death. The system tells him about his death and shares that, due to dying as a virgin, he is reincarnated into this world and has gotten overpowered skills, which will help him become stronger. Now, after defeating the claimant, Rimuru is glad that everyone recognizes him as an overpowered demon lord. He has a banquet with his friends for defeating the unformidable claimant, and all of them are happy that they have sided with him. His friend Milim tried to drink alcohol, but Rimuru stopped her by saying she's too young to drink it. The other agrees to it and decides to head back to their hometown. At his hometown, he gets spotted by some monsters, who quickly kneel before him as a token of respect towards their demon lord. He is surprised at the scene and wonders when they have started practicing like this. Diablo arrives and bows in front of him before congratulating him for successfully defeating the claimant. Rimuru is surprised at the sudden arrival of Diablo and wonders what he's doing here, but Diablo tells him to rest in the castle as he believes he must be tired from his last battle. They relax in the castle, and one of the cooks, Haruna, treats him to a matcha pudding. Diablo gives his own pudding to Veldora as promised and thanks him for his assistance. Veldora is glad that he kept his promise, but Rimuru feels something fishy and asks how Diablo knew about what was decided at Walpurgis. Veldora is horrified and does not want to reveal it, but Rimuru believes he must have sold the information for 3 deserts. He tells him not to eat deserts as it will be bad for his health, but Veldora reveals the reason behind it as he does not have control over his desire. Rimuru goes back to his earlier question and asks Diablo about his arrival at the castle. Diablo says he was busy with the task assigned by the great Rimuru, but Veldora contacted him and advised him to return. Rimuru gets mad at the revelation and bans Veldora from eating pudding for a whole week as a punishment for butting into other people's work. He then asks Diablo about the task he has given him, and Diablo says he completed it with ease. He reveals that, at first, he healed the king's men, who were about to die a painful death with a mysterious spell, but then left the king without healing it, which he reveals was necessary. One of the king's men, Raisin, is surprised at the power of Diablo, who is considered a noir, one of the 7 primordial demons, but he gets horrified and reveals that despite having terrifying powers, this demon is serving Rimuru, who is recognized as a new demon lord and has overpowered skills beyond their imagination. He tells Diablo to accept him as his new servant but show mercy on his king by saving his life. Diablo agrees to this offer and threatens him to never show disrespect towards great Rimuru again, otherwise, he will kill them on the spot. He says that if he detects any malice towards the great Rimuru, he will annihilate the entire land of Falmouth along with its king. The king can't believe at the sight he's just witnessing, but says Raisin's decision is right. He remembers the powers of the great Rimuru and his companions, and believes his kingdom is no match for them. He swears to Diablo that he will obey his every order, but Diablo tells him not to worry about betrayal as he has a special skill called Temper, which will allow him to prevent betrayal from happening. They arrive at the land of Falmouth, and all the saints are shocked at the condition their king is in. They ask Raisin about the king and the royal army, and he reveals their army was defeated, and he cooperated with the champion to save the king's life. They get panicked at the revelation and can't believe their army was defeated. Raisin informs them about the battle with the monsters and how they ended up awakening a sleeping dragon. The The saints think the dragon was destroyed long ago, but Raisin reveals dragons have a unique ability that allows them to be reborn and return to their current world. He says that with the return of Veladora, all of the knights and monsters disappeared, and we were the only ones left. The saints can't believe this but are surprised at the sudden arrival of Diablo and some royal knights. One of the saints, named Charlos, doesn't recognize Diablo and begins yelling at them. Rahim steps up and tells him that they had an advantage in number, but when the dragon showed up, the battlefield quickly turned into chaos as the dragon began killing friends and foes. He says they were on the brink of death when the great Rimuru stepped in and saved their lives by convincing the dragon to not take theirs. Diablo is glad that his master is being appreciated, but gets mad when the saints say he was the leader of the dragon. Raisin is horrified and believes that if they say more disrespectful words towards the great Rimuru, Diablo will annihilate their land. He tells them that Great Rimuru is the ruler of the great forest of Jira, and even the guards of the forest also serve him. The saints are horrified and can't believe he even commands the powerful beings. They think it is not wise to make him their enemy, but one of the royal knights tells them not to worry, and reveals that Great Rimuru is a good and friendly guy, as he already worked with him. The idiot Saint Charles doesn't agree with his words and tells them to wait outside, as he will listen to their stories later. The knight blames Charles and says he was the one who declared war on his nation, and reveals he's pissed now because some of his friends died in that war. Saint Charles gets mad at the threat and tells them to shut up, as he doesn't care about the great Rimuru. Those hateful words didn't sit well with Diablo, who activates his magic after realizing that his lord is being disrespected. The knights get horrified at the sight and believe they are about to die. However, Raisin shoots his spell and freezes Saint Charlos with it, which brings the mood of the Diablo back to normal. He then tells them to think carefully about this, as they were defeated along with the king. But the great Rimuru listened to their request and gave them a chance to live. All the saints thinks at the current situation and decide to listen to the offer of great Rimuru. Diablo is glad that they made a wise decision and quickly healed the king as promised. The saints are shocked at the scene and can't believe it, as they have tried everything to bring their king back to his body. Diablo then introduces himself as the royal butler of Great Rimuru and tells them that he has a message for them from his king. He shares the message and reveals that, as per Great Rimuru's orders, they will hold a peace talk between each other 1 week from now. He reveals that the great Rimuru has given them 3 options. One is that the king abdicates the throne and pays tribute to him. The second is that the king surrenders to his nation and becomes a vassal state. And the last one is that the war continues, and he will annihilate them. The saints are shocked at the options and inform Diablo that they need time to think about this matter. However, Diablo gets pissed and horrifies them with his power after saying that he expects an answer from them within a week. Otherwise, he will annihilate them with his hands. Rimuru is glad that he did all this without any casualties, but gets surprised after hearing that he also demanded 10,000 stellar gold coins as reparations, which are 1 trillion according to his past life currency. He tells him to lower this amount and let them pay in installments for 10 years, but Diablo doesn't agree with this and believes they have no choice but to accept the terms. He believes they will pick the second option. Otherwise, they know they have no chance of winning against us. As they talk, Rimuru looks at the crying Veladora and hands him back the matcha pudding, which cheers him up. He then tells Diablo to carefully analyze the situation and inform him immediately if something bad comes up. The story begins. Like and comment if you enjoy this video. Subscribe to my channel for more anime recaps, and tell me what anime recap you like to see next in the comments below.